They called him Jesus. He came to love.
Let's grab our basic instructions before leaving Earth, and let's see what the Creator, Father God, has in store for us today. Alright, I got the cat still right behind me, laying down. Try to get this. Alright, we're on the last two Bible chapters of Jeremiah. So let's go to Jeremiah 51. Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will rise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind. And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of the trouble they shall be against her around about. Against him that bindeth, let the archer bind his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his bagagindles, I don't know what that is. And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of Chaldees, and they that were thirst through her streets. For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God, of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul, be cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drinking of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take blame for her pain. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into our own country. For her judgment reaches into heaven, and is lifted up even to the sky. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come, and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our God. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields, and I'm sorry, trying to get comfortable here. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the king of the Medes, for this device is against Babylon, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, make the watch strong. Set up the watchmen, prepare for the ambush, for the Lord hath both advanced and done that which speaketh against the inhabitants of Babylon. O thou hast dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covenants. The Lord of hosts has sworn by himself, saying, Surely I will fill thee with men as with carpenters, and they shall lift up the shout against thee. He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heavens by his understanding. When he uttered his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heaven, and he causes the vapors to ascend from heaven to the ends of the earth. All right, baby, you're going to have to move. He maketh lightning with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasure. Every man is bridged by his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image, for his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. Ow! They are vanity, the works of error. In the time of their visitation they shall perish. The pardon of Jacob is not like them, for he is for the former of all things. Okay, Cat. And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for which thee will I break in pieces the nation, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. And with thee will I break in pieces the horses and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariots and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces men and women, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husband and the yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers.
Yeah.
And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Kedar and all their evil that they have done to Zion in your sight. And these saith the Lord, Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroys all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rock, and will make thee a but mountain. And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundation, but thou shalt be destroyed forever, saith the Lord. Set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her, call together against her the kingdom of Arab, Mene, and Ashkenaz. Appoint a captain against her. Cause the horses to come up as rough caterpillars. Prepare against her the nation with the kings of the Medes, and the captains thereof, and the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. And the land shall trouble and sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without inhabitant. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might hath failed. They became as women. Whoa. They have burned her dwelling place. Her bars are broken. One post shall run to meet another, and one manger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one end, and that the passengers are stopped, and the reeds they have burned with fire, and the men of war are afraid. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her. Yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, hath devoured me. He has crushed me. He hath made me an empty vessel. He hath swallowed me up like a dragon. He hath filled the belly with my delight. He hath cast me out. The violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babylon, all the inhabitants of Zion, and my blood upon the inhabitants of Chaldea. Shall Jerusalem say, Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will plead thy cause, and I will take vengeance for thee, and I will dry up her sea, and make her springs dry, and Babylon shall become heap, a dwelling place for dragons, and an astonishment and a hissing without inhabitant. They shall roar together like lions, they shall yell as lions whoop. in their heart I will make their feast, and I will make them drunken, that they may rejoice, and sleep a perpetual sleep, and not wake, saith the Lord. I will bring them down like lamb to the slaughter, like rams with the he goats. How is Sheshesh taken, and how is the praise of the whole earth surprised? How is Babylon become an astonishment among the nations? The sea is come up upon Babylon. She is covered with the multitude of the wave thereof. Her cities are a desolate, a dry land, and a wilderness, a land wherein no man dwelleth, neither doeth any son of man pass thereby. And I will punish Baal in Babylon, and I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he hath swallowed up, and the nation shall not flow together any more unto them. Yea, the wall of Babylon shall fall. My people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord. And lest your heart faint, and ye fear, for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Therefore, behold, the day cometh that I will do judgment upon the graven image of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Then the heaven and the earth, and all that is therein, shall sing for Babylon, for the spoilers shall come unto her from the north, saith the Lord. As Babylon hath caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth. Ye that have escaped the sword, go away. Stand not still. Remember the Lord afar off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind. We are confounded, because we have heard reproach. Shame hath covered our faces, for strangers are coming to the sanctuary of the Lord's house. Wherefore, behold, the day comes, saith the Lord, that I will do judgment upon her graven image, and though all her land the wounded shall groan. Though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she should forty the height of her strength, yet from me shall spoilers come unto her, saith the Lord. A sound of a cry cometh from Babylon, and a great destruction from the land of the Chaldeans. Because the Lord hath spoiled Babylon, and destroyed out of her the great voice, when her waves do roar like a great waters, a noise of her voice is utterance. Because the spoiler is come upon her, even upon Babylon, and her mighty men are taken. Every one of their bows is broken, for the Lord God of the recompense shall surely requite. And I will make drunk her princes, and her wise men, her captains, and her rulers, and her mighty men, and they shall sleep a perpetual sleep, and not wake, saith the King, whose name is the Lord of hosts. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and her high gates shall be burned with fire, and the people shall labor in vain, and the folks in the fire, and they shall be weary. The word which Jeremiah the prophet commanded Serapha, the son of Nera, the son of Manasseh, when he went with Zedekiah the king of Judah unto Babylon in the 4th year of his reign. And this Sariah was a quiet prince. So Jeremiah wrote in a book all the evil that should come upon Babylon, even all the words that are written against Babylon. And Jeremiah said to Sariah, when thou comest to Babylon, and shalt see and shalt read all these words, then shalt thou say, O Lord, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it shall be destroyed forever. And it shall be, when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it, and cast it into the midst of the Euphrates. And thou shalt say, thus shall Babylon sink, and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her, and they shall be worried. Thus far are the words of Jeremiah. Alright, Jeremiah chapter 22. Zedekiah was 120 years old when he began to reign. That's 120 years old. He reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. So, 120 plus 11 is 131. And his mother's name was Hamuel, the daughter of Jeremiah of Libnah. And he did that which was evil in the eyes of the Lord, according to all that Jeroboam had done. For through the anger of the Lord it came to pass in Jerusalem and Judah, till he had cast them out from his presence, that Zedekiah rebelled against the king of Babylon. And it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, that Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon came, he and all his armies, against Jerusalem, and pitched against it, and built forts against it around about. So the city was besieged unto the 11th year of King Zedekiah. And in the 4th month, in the 9th day of the month, the famine was sore in the city, so that there was no bread for the people of the land. Then the city was broken up, and all the men of war fled, and went forth out of the city by night, by the way of the gate, between the two walls, which was by the king's garden. Now the Chaldees were by the city around about, and they went by the way of the plain. But the army of the Chaldees pursued after the king, and overtook Zedekiah in the plain of Jericho, and all his army was scattered from him. Then they took the king, and carried him up unto the king of Babylon, to Riblah, in the land of Hamath, where he gave judgment upon him. And the king of Babylon slew the son of Zedekiah before his eyes. He slew also all the princes of Judah in Ramah. Then he put out the eyes of Zedekiah, the king of Babylon, bound him in chains, and carried him to Babylon. Wait a minute. Let me go back and read that. And the king of Babylon bound him in chains, and carried him to Babylon, and put him in prison till the day of his death. Okay. Now, in the 5th month, in the 10th day of the month, which was the 9th year of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came Nebuzaradan, captain of the guard, which served the king of Babylon, to Jerusalem, and burned the houses of the Lord, and the king's house, and all the houses of Jerusalem, and all the houses of the great men burned he with fire, and all the army of the Chaldees were with the captain of the guard, broke down all the walls of Jerusalem around about, and Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, carried away captive certain of the poor of the people that reside of the people that remained in the city. And those that fell away, that fell into the king of Babylon, the rest of the multitude. But Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, left certain of the poor of the land for wine dressers and for husbandmen. Also the pillars of the brass that were in the house of the Lord, and the basin, and the base sea that was in the house of the Lord, the Chaldeans broke, and carried all the brass of them to Babylon. Now, I'm going to stop right here. Now, I watched a video just the other day that I was like, they said that Jeremiah did not take the Ark of the Covenant and hide it. But I have to say, in this list of stuff, I want you to pay attention and see if you find the Ark of the Covenant. It is not here. He hid it. And if you want to know any more about the Ark of the Covenant, look up Ron Wyatt, the Ark of the Covenant. And you'll find out. It's really awesome what he found. He found the blood of Jesus and had it checked out. It had the woman's part of the blood, but it did not have the man's part. Alright, let's go on. I'm on 18. The carbon also, and the shovels, and the snuffers, and the bowls, and the spoons, and all the vessels of the brass, wherewith they ministered, took they away. And the basin, and the fire pans, and the bowls, and the carbons, and the candlesticks, and the spoons, and the cups, that which was of gold, in gold, that they which was of silver in silver, took the captain of the guard away. The 2 pillars, 1 sea, and 12 basin, bulls that were under the basin, which the king Solomon had made in the house of the Lord. The brass of all those vessels was without weight. And concerning the pillars, that weighed of 1 pillar was 18 cubits, and a fillet of 12 cubits, the capacity, and the thickness thereof was 4 fingers. It was hollow. In a caterpillar of brass was upon it, and the weight of the caterpillar was 5 cubits, with network as pomegranates upon the caterpillars, around about, all of brass. The second pillar also, and the pomegranates were like unto these. And there were 96 pomegranates on a side, and all the pomegranates upon the network were 100 round about. And the captains of the guard took Shira, the chief priest, and Zephaniah, the second priest, and the 3 keepers of the door. He took also out of the city an Enoch, which had the charge of the men of war, and 7 men of them that were near the king's prison, which were found in the city, and the principal scribe of the host, who ministered the people of the land, and 70 men of the people of the land that were found in the midst of the city. So Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, took them, and brought them into the king of Babylon to Riblah. And the king of Babylon smote them, and put them to death in Ramah, in the land of Hamath, which thus Judah was carried away captive out of his own land. This is the people whom Nebuchadnezzar carried away captive in the 7th year, 3,000 Jews that were 3 and 20. And the 18th year of Nebuchadnezzar, he carried away captive from Jerusalem 832 persons. In the 3 and 20th year of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, carried away captive of the Jews 745 persons. All the persons were 4,600. And it came to pass in the 7th and the 30th year of the captivity of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, in the 20th month, and in the 5th and 20th day of the month, that evil Marduk, the king of Babylon, in the 1st year of his reign, left up the head of Jehoiakim, the king of Judah, and brought him forth out of prison, and spoke kindly unto him, and set his throne above the throne of the kings that were with him in Babylon, and charged his prison, and changed his prison garments. And he did continually eat bread before him all the days of his life. And for his diet, there was a continual diet given him of the king of Babylon, every day a portion, until the day of his death, all the days of his life. Wow. Now the last one took me like 16 minutes to read, and this one took me 11. We're going to read Lamentations the next time. A lot of hugs and kisses, a lot of hugs and kisses, and thank you. How to donate to PayPal. You mash on Poor Man's Sewing, and then you come up here and you look for About, and you mash on About, and right here you hit on Donate to Poor Man's Sewing. It's people like you that help me out, and it is really appreciated, and I hope you many blessings in this hard times that we are fixing to go through. A lot of hugs and kisses to you.